My family is protecting my predator sister and making me the villain. I never thought I'd be making this post, but here we are almost 2 years later, and somehow, this situation is resurfacing again. I actually did speak up when it first happened. I made the police report, I provided all the evidence, and I did what I had to do. My sister and her boyfriend were arrested, but now because she recently tried to flee to Mexico, everything has come back up again, and my family has completely turned against me. People started tagging me, messaging me, and asking, "Is this your sister?" So I finally made a video about it on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, just to put the truth out there. But now, because of the video, my entire family thinks I'm a monster, a cruel, heartless person for not staying quiet. But let me take you back to the beginning. My family and I used to run a restaurant. We were pretty well known in town, and I personally put in so much time, effort, and money to keep it running. It was my life. But as with any family business, there were struggles. Still, I always managed to push through. One night, while we were at the restaurant, my sister handed my wife her phone to charge. It was unlocked, and as my wife plugged it in, a message popped up from my sister's husband. The message was disturbing. He was commenting on a video my sister had sent him the night before. When my wife opened the message, she found the video, a video of my 21-year-old sister and our 16-year-old little sister dancing topless. My sister had willingly recorded this and sent it to her husband. I was furious. I confronted my sister immediately, and her response was sickening. She admitted that her husband had a disgusting fantasy, and the only person she trusted to fulfill it with was our little sister. They had been grooming her, trying to convince her that one day, they could have a three-way. I was in shock. I didn't want to believe it. I brought my mom into the conversation, but while they were talking, I kept going through my sister's phone. What I found something that shattered me. There were messages about her encouraging my little sister to do things with her in my own house, under my roof while my family and I were asleep. At that moment, I knew what I had to do. I made a police report that night. I took screenshots of everything. I did everything I could to make sure justice would be served. It took 2 weeks for the police to arrest them. And while they were investigating, I learned something that broke me even more. Years ago, one of my own children had also been a victim of my sister. The only reason I didn't end up in jail myself was because they were already behind bars when I found out. But here's where things get even worse. My parents bailed my sister out immediately. That same night, I walked away from the restaurant and my entire family. My parents wanted to cover everything up. They wanted to bring my sister back like nothing happened, keep running the business, and pretend it was all just a bad dream. I refused. I took my wife, my kids, and I never looked back. That decision cost me everything. I had poured so much money into that restaurant, and I was left to pay off the debt alone. Meanwhile, my parents sold the business, made good money, and moved on. They never gave me a dime. They left me struggling to clean up the financial mess while they started a new life. They even opened a new business in another city and had the audacity to ask me to help them with marketing. I told them no. Since then, I have completely cut off all communication with my family. My only family now is my wife and kids. Nothing and no one, not even blood, will ever make me compromise my values. But now, almost 2 years later, my sister tried to flee to Mexico after getting sentenced to 10 years of probation. That's when people started tagging me online, asking if it was really her. Now my youngest sister is online, yes, the one I protected, trying to tell everyone that none of this is true. She says it's all lies, and honestly, it breaks my heart. I truly believe my parents have brainwashed her into believing that what happened wasn't that serious. They even said the charges there on her about my son should not be there because it happened years ago. But no matter how they try to spin it, my 21-year-old sister knowingly involved our minor sister in something deeply disturbing. I pretty much just presented what was on her phone, and also my little sister told her testimony, so I find it hard to believe they are saying I made all this up just to put my sister in jail. Again, I believe she has been brainwashed. The only reason why I made the video in the first place is because my little sister was commenting on the news published everywhere. My sister was caught fleeing to Mexico, and she was commenting to set her free, that sent, and her she's innocent, as etc. So because I have a following of from the content I make people that recognized, my sister started tagging me and sending screenshots of my little sister bashing me online. That's why I spoke up and made the video. Even if my little sister consented, she was a child. I couldn't just let it slide, especially when it was my own sister's. And now, because I made a video about it, my entire family is calling me the villain. My son did finish in therapy, thank God, but they still told us he is free to go back anytime he needs to, although he said he's good now, or it shows he's good, but that's a good option. He has to go back whenever he needs to. And well, about my little sister, We were told by the therapist that my parents denied all the help, so she never even attended her therapy sessions. And what's even worse is that my parents think the charges of my son should have never been on my sister because it happened years ago. And now, according to them, I'm the bad guy because I spoke up. Because of me, they say, the family is broken. Because of me, my sister had to leave her kids behind. Because of me, they're going through hell. But I don't regret it. I will never allow my values to be corrupted. Not by money, not by guilt, and not even by blood. P.S. You guys are welcome to look up my video. Simply Google Sinfieni Guadalupe Garcia Velasquez, Chaquez, and my video will pop up along with all the news, etc.